Over the past 20 or so years, the Call of Duty series has given us some of gaming's greatest Easter eggs, which led me to think, what is the best Easter egg from each of the mainline Call of Duty games? Well, today I plan on answering that question. Now, just to clarify, I will only be including Easter eggs from each game's campaign or multiplayer mode, which means no zombies. That's a different video for a different day. Of course, these are my picks, but yours may be different to mine, and if they are, make sure to let me know in the comments down below. Anyway, without further delay, let's get started. So for the first Easter egg, we need to travel all the way back to 2004 with Call of Duty Finest Hour. Picking an Easter egg from Call of Duty 1 was a lot trickier than I expected, as there were different versions of the game released for consoles. In the end, the Easter egg I chose was from 2004's Finest Hour, and is perhaps the creepiest Easter egg in the entire video. And considering we get chased by murderous robots later in the video, that's saying something. On the underground passage level, you can find an archway with a health pack sitting outside of it. If you throw 2 grenades at the door, press the action button next to it, and then throw a final grenade, this will happen. So this creepy room is full of strange things, though perhaps the strangest of all is the little boy sitting in a cot. And that's saying something, as there is also a giant rat underneath the stairs. Anyway, if you press the action button on the boy in the cot, he will begin to march around the room. Like I said, it's probably the creepiest Easter egg in the entire video, but that's because I'm terrified of rats. Now, as far as the Easter eggs go, Call of Duty 2 wasn't exactly filled with them, so I ended up going with something that can be found in the first mission. Before heading into battle, you're put through your paces by Commissar Letlev. His first order is to retrieve your guns from a nearby house. Well, if you ignore the Commissar, this will happen.
Don't test my patience, Vasily. This is your last chance, comrade. Traitor!
So Letlev becomes so tired of your insubordination that he straight up shoots you where you stand, which does seem a bit harsh. Next up is 2006's Call of Duty 3, and I'm going to be honest with you, I've got nothing. I've been playing the game on and off for about a week now, and I swear this game doesn't have one Easter egg to share. Not even a bad one. I don't know what else to say really, I'm just hoping that one of you guys can prove me wrong and find something in one of the most forgettable Call of Duty games of all time. Right, it's time to take it up a notch now with Call of Duty 4. Releasing in 2007, it's no exaggeration to say that if it wasn't for Call of Duty 4, the first-person shooter landscape would look a lot different today. Now, for the Easter egg from Modern Warfare, I have sort of cheated. You see, Call of Duty 4 got a remaster in 2016 that added tons of new features, and one of those features was cheats. Collecting intel in the campaign would unlock various different cheats that would change how you play the game. There was even a cheat that gave everyone melon heads, which itself is pretty cool. What's cooler is what happens when that cheat is used on the all gillied up mission.
Stand by.
So Captain McMillan becomes Captain McMillan. Get it? Because he has a melon for a head. Next up is World at War, with one of the best Easter eggs in Call of Duty history. On the Little Resistance mission, if you head to the right side of the beach, you can find a small puddle. You need to stand in the puddle for around 5 seconds. After that, head left until you find another small puddle and stand in that for 5 seconds too. Continue left until you find a third puddle near some barbed wire, and if you wait in this puddle for 5 seconds, this will happen.
近づけるべからず。英軍の勢力を破壊しつつあるが、我が軍は徹底してこれを阻止する。繰り返す。司令部を死守せよ。それ以上敵軍を。
Now, I know I said no zombies Easter eggs, and this is the ray gun from Zombies, but it is technically a campaign Easter egg. Of course, the ray gun is a pretty powerful weapon, capable of one-shotting enemies, so this Easter egg is definitely worth doing. So you know how I cheated with the Call of Duty 4 Easter egg by using something from the remastered version? Well, I'm going to do the same again with Modern Warfare 2. The original Modern Warfare 2 was pretty lackluster when it came to Easter eggs, but in the remaster, that all changed. A feature added to the more recent Call of Duty games was the ability to inspect your weapons. It doesn't really add anything gameplay-wise, but it looks pretty cool. Well, during the Hornet's Nest mission, you're left weaponless as you make a mad dash to a waiting helicopter. And if you try to inspect your weapon-free hands, this will happen.
You got 30 seconds! Run!
So instead of inspecting a piece of military hardware, you play a game of rock, paper, scissors with yourself. I mean, I don't know how that works, but it's cool nonetheless. Now, having already seen one zombie's weapon appear in a Call of Duty campaign, it's probably no surprise that the next time it was Treyarch's turn to develop a Call of Duty game, they once again snuck in a weapon from Zombies. On the Numbers mission, if you blow up the Nova 6 gas canisters before the enemies do, a tape will appear in the nearby room. I will say this can be pretty tricky to pull off, especially as the enemies seem determined to blow up the Nova 6 canisters before you do. Anyway, if done correctly, you can grab the tape from the room and continue on with the level. When Clark opens up his weapon stash, you can find a cassette player, which you can interact with by holding the action button.
Just because I accept the inevitability of my fate does not mean I'm in any hurry to embrace it.
Whatever you say, English.
Okay, on me.
Hudson, ice left!
Yep, it's the Thunder Gun from Zombies. Like the ray gun, it's pretty handy, but given how awkward this one is to actually pull off, I can't say it's worth it. Luckily, the next Easter egg is a lot easier to find. Modern Warfare 3 was another Call of Duty game that didn't give me much to choose from. Still, if you enter the spectator mode on the lockdown map, you can find this. Next up is the first of two Easter eggs that can be found on the iconic Nuketown map. If you shoot the heads off all the mannequins in under 90 seconds, this will happen. So the Nuketown sign will change, allowing you to play some retro classics on its screen. I mean, as far as Easter eggs go, this has to be up there with the best in the entire series. Now, considering Call of Duty Ghosts is often considered the runt of the Call of Duty litter, it's actually home to some really cool Easter eggs. If I'm honest, it's probably the first game where I was actually spoilt for choice. In the end, I had to go with some killer secret characters. Pun intended. On the fog map, if you complete a field order, there is a chance that this will happen. So you become horror movie icon Michael Myers, even if the weapon isn't quite right. Oh, and that's not the only movie star to appear in Ghosts. On the Ruins map, completing a field order may reward you with this. This time you get to play as the Predator, complete with shoulder cannon and active camo. Like I said, despite being the quote-unquote runt of the COD litter, Call of Duty Ghosts has some great Easter eggs. So from an Easter egg packed COD to a game so empty I'm kind of clutching at straws. In the Advanced Warfare campaign, when in control of the Wasp, if you shoot the guard talking to Gideon, he will say this.
You cannot park here!
Boring conversation anyway.
So boring conversation anyway could be a reference to this line from Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope.
What's your operating number?
Boring conversation anyway.
Like I said, I am kind of clutching at straws here, but it's the best I've got. Next up is the second of our Nuketown Easter eggs, with this particular find coming from Black Ops 3. If you shoot the arms off all the robots on the map, this will happen. So much like the Weeping Angels from Doctor Who, the robots will only move when you aren't looking, though you can of course hearing them moving whenever you do turn away, which makes this Easter egg terrifying. Now, I can't pretend that I was a fan of every Call of Duty game, and Infinite Warfare is definitely one that I didn't spend a lot of time with. Like some of the other games in the series, I really struggled to find anything in Infinite Warfare, though what I did find is one of the best Call of Duty memes ever. When Call of Duty Ghosts was being promoted, a large part of the game's marketing was the fish AI. Apparently, technology had gotten to a point where fish would actively swim out of the way if approached. It was truly mind-blowing stuff. Well, it seems that the guys at Infinity Ward were in on the joke, as on the menu of a sushi restaurant, you can find something called Fish AI.
With this being an all-new Call of Duty, we've really taken this opportunity to revamp Fish. We've added fluid dynamics, interactive smoke, and also added an AI system to it, so we have Fish move out of the way when you get close to them.
So, when Call of Duty World War II released, I was pretty vocal about how much I disliked the game. Don't get me wrong, I was never really a fan of the jetpack COD games, but going back to World War II just felt like a huge step back. Couple that with the fact that the game was light on Easter eggs, and you can see why I didn't spend a huge amount of time with it. Anyway, the one Easter egg I did find can be found in the game's HQ. If you wait by the quartermaster long enough, he will say this.
Did you see that ludicrous display last night? What were the Jerrys thinking, sending their convoy out that...
So that was a reference to this scene from the excellent TV show, The IT Crowd.
Harry, did you see that ludicrous display last night?
What was Wenger thinking, sending Walcott on that early?
So here's a tricky game. Black Ops 4 didn't actually have a campaign, so that leaves us with just the multiplayer Blackout and zombies to make a discovery in. In the end, I chose to bend the rules and include an Easter egg from zombies, mainly because the other options were pretty boring. On the Alpha Omega map, if you knife the heads off all of the mannequins, a single mannequin will spawn. Like the Black Ops 3 mannequins, it will only move when looked at. You need to lead this mannequin down to the generators where it will meet a female friend. Lead the pair to the shed behind the greenhouse for this to happen. So not only did you reunite a pair of in-love mannequins, but you also earned yourself a free self-revive. So that's nice. So in my opinion, 2019's Call of Duty Modern Warfare has the best Easter eggs in any Call of Duty game ever. Seriously, it felt like something new was getting discovered all the time, and each new discovery was brilliant. In the end, I decided to choose the Easter egg that required the most effort. On the Cheshire Park map, you can find mouse traps hidden in random places. Honestly, it took so long to find the required 5 mousetraps, but upon shooting the final trap, this happened. So a slice of cheese will appear. You'll now need to find the rest of the cheese, which is also spawned in a random location. After completing your will of cheese, head to the statue in the middle of the map and place the cheese down. So, much like the Pied Piper, the statue will begin to play a song, causing all of the nearby rats to come running. Then, in a scene that reminds me of Kingsman, the rats will explode into colourful puffs of smoke. I really hate recording Easter eggs that are random, but sometimes they are worth it. Now, whilst not quite on the same level as Modern Warfare, Black Ops Cold War also had some pretty decent Easter eggs. But the Easter egg that I've chosen will send shivers down your spine for all the wrong reasons. On the red light, green light mission, if you repeatedly press the button on the Burger Town mascot, this will happen.
Tasty! That tickles. Why so glum, chum? Have a super duper day. Pull up to the next window to complete your order. It's your funeral. I'm so alone. I'm sorry. Could you repeat that? Order more. Capitalists love to overindulge. You look like someone who loves fast food. I question your life choices. Great! You're gonna love my meat inside you.
So not only does your rather large friend poop out a grenade launcher, but it also claims that you're going to love its meat inside of you. I mean, if you're into that sort of thing, I won't judge. Right, here we are, the most recently released Call of Duty game. If I'm honest, I'm kind of disappointed that we have to end on Vanguard, as it just doesn't have a lot of things worth sharing. In fact, the one thing that I have found in Vanguard is actually from a World at War map remade for Vanguard. On the castle map, you can hear this. So that was Morse code, and it spells out SHG Melbourne, which is a reference to Sledgehammer Games Melbourne, one of the teams that worked on Vanguard. So that's it. If you enjoyed this video, then leaving a like is really appreciated. Make sure to leave your suggestions in the comments down below. Thank you all for watching, and I'll speak to you all soon.